Hey, this is Mr. Clark, and welcome to Chosen, episode 2. I've got a question for you, or a scenario for you. Let's imagine you've been posting for months. The likes are fine, the comments are nice. Someone drops a fire emoji, and you get a little dopamine hit. And then you check your diary, and it's still thin. It's still quieter than you'd like it to be. Meanwhile, somebody with half your training and half your follower count just announced that they're fully booked until September. And you're sitting there thinking, am I playing the wrong game here? You might be. That's the thing. You might be. There are two completely different games being played on social media right now. And most coaches and consultants never really clock the difference. One game builds an audience. The other builds authority. Now, they look similar from the outside, but they produce wildly different results in both your response from your audience and in your bank account. Good example. One of my clients is called Emma. She's been a life coach for 3 years. Qualified, passionate, transformational work that she does with people. She posted 4 times a week, had grown her Instagram to just over 2,000 followers, and had a newsletter with 240 people on it. And she's sending a newsletter out every single week. But her diary had 3 clients. 3. And her DMs were full of, oh, I love your content. Messages from people who never booked a single call. Does this sound familiar at all? One Tuesday morning, she noticed a post from a coach that she'd trained alongside. Less polished content, far fewer followers, and a caption that read, sorry, no more spaces until October. And Emma stares at her screen for a very long time, and then she opened her calendar and looked at all the white space. And she's thinking to herself, what does she know that I don't know? Now, I'm going to answer that question today, and I'm going to show you the 5-step process that Emma used to go from 3 clients to fully booked with a waiting list. But let's name the problem precisely, okay? What is going on out there? Follower count is a vanity metric. And it stings a little bit because we've all been conditioned to chase it. But think about it. When was the last time somebody hired you because of the number of followers on your profile? They didn't. They hired you because of something else entirely. Something that most people are accidentally hiding while they're busy trying to grow a successful practice and a big following. Now leave your comments in the chat if you've got questions or if this resonates. But what are you currently measuring on social? Are you measuring followers? Are you measuring reach? Are you measuring engagement? Put it in the comments. Impressions is not important. Views are important. Most coaches are working incredibly hard. The problem is that the game they're playing is the wrong game. And the reason it hurts so much is because an underperforming coaching business or consulting business creates financial pressure. And that pressure forces you to cut prices, undercharge, take on wrong fit clients, and burn yourself out while trying to make the numbers work. And a burned out coach or consultant with wrong fit clients delivers worse results, which just snowballs and compounds the whole problem, and it turns into a S show. The world needs good coaches and consultants doing their best work at their best rates. The 10 right people strategy that I'm talking about here today is what makes that possible without needing a massive platform or years of audience building. Focusing on followers is the wrong metric. Focusing on impressions is the wrong number. So let's look at two games. Game number one, you build an audience. You measure follow count. You measure reach. You measure impressions. Your content's broad, maybe it's entertaining, maybe you look cute, it's highly shareable, it's highly relatable. And you're an organic influencer. Your result? Engagement. 5 emojis. Empty diary. Game two, build authority. You measure for 10 of the right people. You're looking for bookings. You're looking for conversion rate. Your content is specific. It qualifies people. It's well positioned. It's results focused. That's a visibility strategist. That person, booked out, waiting list, premium rates. Same amount of work. Same amount of posting. Wildly different outcomes. And the difference is not how much content that you churn out. It's whether the content resonates to everybody or to the exact target client who's ready to buy. Big difference. So let's talk about these two titles, because this is where it gets really practical. The visibility strategist gets hired more and more consistently. It's a clear professional title that translates across industries. It implies measurable skills, like search engine optimization, PR, content strategy, analytics. It fits into the existing corporate structures and job descriptions and LinkedIn job requests. Recruiters and hiring managers understand the visibility strategist. They get it. The organic influencer is vague position. It sounds like a personal brand, not a hireable role. Companies hire influencers for campaigns, not as an ongoing strategic partner, but for a short-term campaign. There's no clear deliverables, there's no KPIs involved. It's often perceived as I post on social media rather than a strategic function with a measurable ROI. So visibility strategist signals expertise and employability. Organic influencer works for partnerships and sponsorships, but rarely translates into consistent client work, unless it's coupled with concrete, measurable skills, metrics, numbers, ROI, return on investment. Okay, two different things. So here's a way to think about the two games. Most coaches and consultants are fishing with a massive net in the middle of a massive ocean, and they're wondering why they're not catching what they want. The 10 right people strategy is the difference between dragging a net versus dropping a line in exactly the right river at exactly the right season with exactly the right bait. You don't need to catch everything, the crabs, the snappers, the eels. You just need to catch your 10 trout. Building a following before building authority is like opening a shop on a busy high street, filling the window with beautiful displays, pretty flowers, sparkly things, and then not being able to help anybody who walks in the door. The footfall means nothing without the transaction. Visibility strategist is the offer. Organic influencer is the window dressing. Does that make sense? Two different things. So, what if you only needed 10 people? 10 right people. Prospects who already know they have a problem and they know that you can solve it. They have the budget, they have the disposable income, they can afford you, and they're actively looking for someone exactly like you. What would change about the way you show up if you knew that you only needed 10 of them to find you? You don't need to go wide. You don't need to spread the message across the entire planet on every platform, hoping that you might get a hit. Everything would change. The content would change. Your strategy would be different. What you measure would be different. And here's what else matters. You stop faffing out with the hex codes and the brand boards and the logo designs and the fonts. Nobody cares about your font. Nobody cares about your brand until after they've bought from you. That's the truth. The thing that makes someone say yes to you and have a transaction when they're ready to hire you lives somewhere else completely. It ain't your logo and your font and your hex codes. It's somewhere that most coaches and consultants aren't even looking. I don't care about your brand until I have a transaction with you. Once I have a transaction with you, then I care about your brand. How much time last week did you spend on content strategy versus the actual thing that makes people hire you? Has anybody actually hired you from a social media post? A coach with 500 highly targeted prospects with a clear positioning statement will consistently out-earn somebody who's got 20,000 followers and vague positioning. The average coach or consultant or average coaching client needs between 5 and 12 touch points before they book. 10 deeply targeted pieces of authority content that gives value outperforms 100 pieces of broad entertainment content for conversion every single time. Every single time. So you can dance on TikTok all you want. You can show me pictures of your sandwich. I don't care. I'm not going to hire you because of that. So here's 5-step inevitable positioning processes that you can implement. This is what we live at. And they're the foundation of a course that I run called Unforgettable. Do you want to get hired or you want to be unforgettable? Number 1, define your 10 ideal people. Write a precise description of an ideal client. And not a demographic, not psychographic. Not like, oh, I'm looking for restless professionals, right? Describe your ideal clients so you can see them in the street. What is the problem they have? What have they already tried? What are they actively searching for right now? What's keeping them awake at 3 a.m? That's your target, right? Describe it to me so I can see one myself. Step 2, look at your current positioning. Look at your bio. Look at your pinned content. Look at your most recent 10 posts. Do they speak directly to that one person? Or are they broadcasting broad, far and wide to anyone with a pulse? You can't afford to reach everyone with a pulse, and not everyone with a pulse wants to work with you. Rewrite your stuff in the lens of your ideal 10. And look at your title. Are you a visibility strategist or your organic influencer or your own equivalent? Does your job description, does your title, founder, CEO, business owner, signal a measurable outcome to somebody who's ready to hire you? If not, change it. Step 4, create authority content, not entertainment content. Your next 10 pieces of content should answer the frequently asked questions that your 10 ideal clients are asking right now. Not questions that get shares, questions that get bookings. Step 5, make the next step inevitable. Have a call to action. Every piece of content should have one clear, frictionless next step. For most coaches or consultants, that's a discovery call or a lead magnet or a downloadable free thing. Make the path from I found you to I've booked you as short and as easy and as painless as possible. Right? Before your next piece of content goes out, write this down. Which of my 10 ideal clients is this for? And what I want them to do next. If you can't answer those 2 questions, the content's not ready to go out. So, I hear all the time, I've got over 1,000 coaches, consultants, and experts in my community. What if I don't know who my 10 are yet? Well, that's the work. That's where you need to have a process, like the Unforgettable course. It starts there. It starts with who's your ideal target market. You can't skip that step. That's why every marketing person bangs on You can't skip that step. What if I've already built a following? Well, your following is an asset, but the question is, does your following contain your ideal target market? If it does, the authority content will convert them. If it doesn't, you need to layer in positioning work alongside your existing content. Is your LinkedIn full of every Tom, Dick and Harriet who connected with you? Or is your LinkedIn full of target market? What if my niche is too specific? There's no such thing as too specific when you only need 10 people. Specificity is exactly what makes you inevitable to the right person. People buy specificity. They buy 5-day challenges. They buy 100 calorie snacks. They buy drop a dress size in a week. They don't buy increase my chi. Imagine logging onto a post and putting something, or logging into social media, putting a post out there, knowing that before you hit send, the right people are going to see it. And not hoping. You know, because you've chosen who gets in. You've chosen who gets behind the red velvet rope to your nightclub. And your content speaks to them and resonates to them. It's not about you, it's all about them. And here's the thing most people don't realise. The coach or consultant or expert who takes this seriously will likely discover they've already been seen by their 10. They were just invisible to those people because the positioning didn't make them stand out. You weren't the lighthouse above the fog. You were in the fog. And you can change that overnight. So, what's one thing you're doing right now that's building audience when it should be building authority? Put that in the comments. What are you talking about? What are you posting about? What are your videos about? What are your blog posts about? Back to Emma. Emma took this question seriously. What does this other competitor know that I don't? She went back through the competitor's content and noticed something really interesting. Every single post that the rival put out spoke directly to one kind of person and one specific kind of problem and a specific goal or aspiration. Not broad lifestyle content to anyone with a pulse. Not motivational quotes. Just, here's who I help, here's what they get, here's the next step. So Emma did that audit. She rewrote her bio. She changed her positioning from life coach, because there's a gazillion of them, to something specific enough to make the right person say, that's who I need. She posted 10 pieces of authority content back to back in a row, one a day for 10 days. And day 5, a message came into her inbox. It didn't say, I love your content. It said, I've been looking for someone who does exactly what you do. Can we have a chat? That turned into a 3-month retainer program. Then a referral. Then another referral. Because people tend to know people just like themselves. You get one good high quality client, they refer you other good high quality clients. You don't need more people to see you. You need the right people to see you. And to see that you are the logical choice. You're the go-to guy or go-to gal. Right? So in your head, to this to the back of your eyelids, you don't need a big following. You need the right people to find you and realise that you're the ideal choice for them. So here's where you might be right now. You can keep doing what you've been doing. Keep posting. Keep getting the fire emoji. Keep watching your diary stay empty. While other coaches and consultants with half your experience, half your training, keep announcing their waiting lists. Keep pouring time into content that gets engagement, but doesn't actually turn into bookings. Right? That's a hard, slow road. Comments for vanity, bookings for sanity. Or you can get really specific, get positioned, stop measuring the wrong things, and start measuring bookings, calls, appointments, one-to-ones. You need to decide which game to play. It's crunch time. Now, the Unforgettable course gives you the full system. It's how to launch and scale a business from idea on a napkin to fully booked. The 10 right people framework, the positioning audit, the authority content strategy, the exact steps to make yourself the lighthouse above the fog, to make yourself inevitable to the clients who are already looking for someone like you, step by step. You can even try the Unforgettable program for 7 days completely free. Most people know by day 3 whether it's right for them or not, and you can cancel at any time. There'll be a link in the comments under this video. You get 7 days free. Start with day 1, see what you think, let me know. And if this landed for you today, maybe it shook you, maybe it made you tingle, share it with a coach or consultant who's working hard and not seeing the bookings that they deserve. They probably need to hear this as well. I'll see you in Unforgettable, or I'll see you next week.